Sup goats, it's Joe, and welcome back to a new video. So this is 5 of my favorite Future Riddim songs that are not on Halcyon, part 2. So I decided to make a follow-up vid of this one right here on the screen that dropped about 8 to 9 months ago, I think, and I just want to say thank you all so much for the support that video got. It sits at damn near 4,000 views and 350 likes or something. That's crazy. So yeah, I definitely do expect more unorthodox videos to drop this year instead of just live review after live review after live review. Trying to switch up my output this year. Yeah. So before I get into this video, I do want to clarify the term Future Riddim, its definition, its meaning. Now, I feel like a lot of people conflate Future Riddim with melodic rhythm, and they are not the same thing. So as I understand it, Ulasal obviously coined the term, but Future Riddim is essentially dubstep music that focuses around forward-thinking, repetitious, futuristic sound design over a rhythm backdrop. Repetitious, obviously, because it is a form of rhythm. And said sound design tends to be melodic pretty often, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. Yeah, so the 5 tracks I decided to pick out do fit that description, in my opinion. Yeah, I said this in the last video too. Halcyon is great. I love Halcyon. They put out some stellar music, but when it comes to the more underground side of Future Riddim, on SoundCloud, for example, I see people in the comments like, oh, this producer deserves a Halcyon EP. And I'm like, I mean, I guess they do, but does their style really fit Halcyon? Most of the songs I'm going to showcase here don't really fit the aesthetic of what Halcyon usually pushes. This may come as a surprise to some of you, but not all Future Riddim has to sound like it fits on Halcyon. Yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. But yeah, to sum that up into 2 phrases, both of my points, not all Future Riddim is melodic rhythm, and not all Future Riddim producers have the end goal of landing on Halcyon, because they might be pushing something entirely different with their sound, even though it could be classified as Future Riddim. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into these 5 tracks, starting with a producer whose name I've been familiar with for almost half a year now. Was formally introduced to his stuff through Interval Audio's WGX. That legendary compilation dropped 3 months ago. I'm talking about Tamis, and the tune I decided to feature of theirs is titled Destini. So Tamis has this glossy, computerized Future Riddim style that's fit into this ARPy, jumbled up delivery. It's melodically sporadic, but steady flow-wise, technological, if you will. And this tune right here, Destini, is my favorite of his. It progresses beautifully and kind of trails off sometimes, gets like DJ spun and the pitch kind of fritzes. And I've had my criticisms of Tamis music before, going back to that WGX comp, his track Glitch Kiss, that he sometimes overdoes the fill sections that sound more atonal and do their own thing in comparison to the main idea. But here, it's not overdone, in my opinion. It adds character to the song, and it doesn't really deter it from flowing nicely. And as soon as you catch the rhythm of the synths, despite them tripping over each other and sputtering out and doing what they do, it's actually really, really beautiful. And the sub does its best to keep up with what's going on up top. It does a decent job at that. It's simple enough to the point where it adds to the song's groove and doesn't distract you or anything. Yeah, this track's great. When Tamis is in top form, I personally get lost in the glitchy reality that his soundscapes sonically visualize. I love this track. Got a dreamy intro first. Kind of gets crazy here. Kind of melancholic here. And the second drop, the way it's more drawn out, focuses on the beeps. It's gorgeous. I love it. So yeah, make sure to check out Tamis. That was that tune. Let's get into the next one. I feel like this person's future rhythm is just amazing. It's different, and a lot of their stuff is ahead of its time, being released in 2018 and 2019. Talking about Clipper, the legend himself, and the song I'm gonna be covering of his is called Eyn Sof, the Infinite One. So Clipper's a pretty versatile artist. Y'all should know him if you're in tune with the interval scene. He is an interval OG. He has this one style that is superior to all the others, in my opinion, in terms of musical and emotional impact. Songs like Ascension, AREN, Reanimation, Lament VIP dropped yesterday, depending on when this video drops, and this song here. Like, it melodically sounds like something from the Baroque or Victorian era. It's indescribable. But then, the juxtaposition of the futuristic sound design is what makes the music even more enchanting. It's magical, really. It's like a symphony in the future trying to emulate music from the 19th or 20th century. And yeah, like I said, this tune is another reimagination of that distinct-ass style. Sweet, oozy sound design, wailing and crying out pristinely across some solid, punchy rhythm percussion. Key switch in the second drop, that's pretty typical for Clipper. It's C sharp to D, both in minor, I presume, if my perfect pitch is working functionally. The slight alterations in melodicity carry the tune as usual with this brand of Clipper. Really, the variation is subtle. It ties the drops and song together, keeping it familiar and staying true to the motif. And as I said, when it comes to the general underground, one of the most refreshing and forward-thinking approaches to dubstep. I love this style of Clippers. I cannot get enough of it. And it makes my week every time he drops music like this. And because of Lament VIP, my week has been made. Yeah, it's beautiful and graceful to the fullest. The notation here, the top notation. And this shit just gets drawn out for 5 straight minutes. Yeah, it's amazing. Make sure to check out Clipper's music. It is a must listen. Again, AREN, Ascension, Reanimation, Lament VIP. And the OG Lament as well is absolutely gorgeous, despite it being a clip. Let's get into the next tune though. Track 3 I wanted to showcase. DDD Snapshot from Panda Eyes Records. So yeah, DDD's released an entire Halcyon EP in the past, which I did enjoy. But I did manage to catch them drop some future rhythm on another imprint. And I've been waiting on this song specifically since its ID form on DDD's Halcyon promo mix. And it does deliver. To start, I love the beefed up quarter note sub at the bottom, keeping it simple. And melodically, this tune is playful and sprite-like I need DDD's music to be. And the switch sees the sound design melodically get more eventful. And by the time its B section rolls around, it satisfied me well enough. Just chirping away, cutesy and feel good. And the second drop is pretty much a more repetitious version of the first, so I can't complain. It's to the point, it's a lackadaisical track, it's laid back, it's DDD in top form pretty much. And my core viewer base does know DDD's output from mid-2020 to mid-2021 I did not enjoy. I like the really old shit though. And their newfound stuff, of course, is pretty nice. Since that Halcyon EP, their style has just clicked with me, so very excited as to what they drop in the future. I have not given that color-based release of theirs a listen yet, and I will make sure to do so very soon. Right here. It's so hard to follow. And that sub too. Alright, y'all, fourth track on show. A person who I featured before on Best Dubstep of September 2021, Ba. Similar to Clipper, I do enjoy Ba's future rhythm stuff the most. And similar to Clipper, bro's melodicity is graceful, symphonic, classic. It sounds like it's from the future sonically and the past melodically. This song I'm showcasing here is titled in Hebrew, so I'm gonna have to Google translate that shit real quick. Okay, so the song's called Magic Game, and I guess when it comes to boss stuff, I do prefer Let Me Breathe, but this song is also really, really good. The way the beepy melody here just flutters along, especially over that dull and muddled rhythm backdrop. And yo, I do like how muffled and murky the percussion is on this song. Sub as well, it makes the sound design up front just pop even more. The contrast between that glossy and brilliant sheen to the sound design and the percussion being so lo-fi. Perfect example of a mix not needing to be clean. Not all the elements have to be as pristine as possible for them to sound good. And the way the second drop here just punches in with that bubbly pitch modulation on the synths. It's gorgeous, almost siren-like, but tweaked with just enough to not overdo its alarming and in-your-face nature. And despite it being kind of grating at the very end, which I will kind of show for y'all, a lullaby-esque passage comes in and it contrasts that so nicely just to end out the tune. So yeah, make sure to check out Ba if you have not heard of him before. Also has a Alain Vital Saison 5 release that dropped just yesterday. But yeah, Magic Game. This buildup is thick too. This is what I mean right here. This is the kind of harsh part. I still like it, but it's a lot going on. Big melodicity. And the contrast here. Please do give Ba's music a shot. Like I said, especially his melodic shit, his future rhythm. But let's get into the final track for y'all today. So this song is by a person whose aesthetic I've always really liked, but I feel like their stuff has really become its own thing in the last half year or so with the 2 EPs that they've dropped and the whole last mixtape. Of course, I'm talking about beastboi, and the song I'm gonna be featuring is titled Ego Death. Yeah, this tune with Lovesick and Take Me Away, some of my favorite beastboi music to date, the saturated bass lines, the meticulously assembled vocal chops, and the melodic drop-like vocoded synths. They're pinprick but carry so much weight musically. And I'm starting to see why he calls his music neo-dubstep, with the incorporation of retro lush pads into his stuff, loads of ear-piercing artifacts and white noise to fill out the mix and to keep you attentive. Yeah, beastboi's style is one to be reckoned with. It's glossy, it's defo neo, and it's been coming so well together as of late, especially on this tune, which I would consider to be future rhythm, despite it having a lot of variation and switch up sound design wise. Y'all see what I mean? Let's get into this one though. It's a Rude Service release, by the way, which is Bear Grylls label, I think, off of his Arch Enemy EP, Solid EP. This build up already, the atmosphere and the sub. I gave you. Kind of some downtime here. He really pushes it, like pitch-wise. Sub. I gave you? Yeah guys, those were the 5 tracks I decided to put on show for y'all tonight. Before I go, I also have 5 honorable mentions, which I've already covered in previous videos, so I didn't want to reuse them for this vid. That'd be lazy as hell. So my core viewer base probably does already know about these, if they hadn't heard of the music prior. I quickly want to shout out Boz Let Me Breathe, which is my favorite Boz song. I featured it on, like I said, Best Dubstep of September 2021. Make sure to give it a listen. Tamis with Glitch Kiss. There are parts of this song that strike me as a little iffy and irk me, but nonetheless, tune definitely has potential. Melodically, it's pretty good across the board. I7 with Dissonance, Best Dubstep of October. One of the most beautiful songs I heard last year. Still has me on the verge of tears, that second drop. Its sludgy, slow-paced nature and just gorgeous ballad-like melodicity. And the 2 Clipper songs I touched on while talking about Eyn Sof, Ascension and Akron, make sure to check those out. I put all of these songs into a SoundCloud playlist, which you can access in the description box below. There are 10 in total. And yeah, if y'all are looking for some non-Halcyon future rhythm, this subgenre is pretty young. It's only about 1.5 years old formally, but there's so many different sides of it. It's pretty multifaceted. So despite Halcyon being an amazing label, make sure to expand your horizons on the future rhythm front. Yeah, this has been your boy JOAT. Make sure to check out all these songs. Link in the description, as I mentioned. Make sure to support the producers behind them. Make sure to follow my socials if you enjoyed the video. Join my Discord, follow my Twitter, as well as everything else for news and updates. Feel free to drop a comment, feedback on this video, thoughts on the songs. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next vid. Bye.